All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father, the Most High, our Creator and our Power, who the world ignorantly calls God. His name is Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, our Lord, our Savior, and our Deliverer, the Messiah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His name is Yahweh Shah, called Halayim La, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, peace, blessings, and safety to the hopeful elect. All right, shalom. This is Brother Abayah with another lesson through the spirit, power, and mercy of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah. Lord willing, I pray this lesson is edifying unto the elect. And pretty much, I'm going to just briefly touch on, some recent news, I guess you can say, concerning this war on truth. All right, and there is, in fact, a war on truth, man, and it's not just any truth, right? Because there's only one truth, okay? It's not talking about, things pertaining to the world, but it's pertaining to the scriptures, right? The Holy Bible, which the truth derives from. All right, there's a war on truth, and you can, it's in the sense of, just looking and seeing the things that's taking place. Again, speaking about those recent events, for example, there's it's in the works that they're trying to ban TikTok. And if you know anything about TikTok, it's a place, for folly. It's a place where, people, they get on and you can waste time and scroll and be entertained with the different things that they post on TikTok. But the other aspect of TikTok is there's a lot of truth being exposed on TikTok. A lot of things that was not so heavily covered, particularly in the mainstream media. There's, TikTok at one point, even now you can say, but more so when it first came out, TikTok is considered an alternative media in which you can go and you can have your freedom of speech. You can share certain information and certain news that is not being covered mainstream, because mainstream media don't want to cover those things. It's not that the things that's not being covered is not important. It's actually the opposite. Those things that are not being covered in mainstream media is being suppressed, is being intentionally hidden from the masses. So you have to go to these alternative medias to get the truth, to get the full story behind the things taking place, current events, because the mainstream media news, they only cover what they want to cover. They only cover and show what they want you to see. So it's easy, because they've done it for years and years. That is one of their tools to push their own personal narratives and their propaganda. And TikTok is one major, pretty much a kryptonite to them and their deception, man. Them hiding what's really going on out here in the world, because you got people who are from different countries that's even using TikTok, and they're exposing things going on. All right, for example, the war, this whole Ukraine and Russian war. If it was just up to, paying attention to American news, you would never know the truth behind what's really going on behind closed doors, unless you speak to somebody who's an insider or somebody who has, trustworthy intel on what's actually going on. But you got people who are from Ukraine or who's from Russia who's seeing these things firsthand, and they recording it and they uploading it to an app, right? That app being TikTok, which is also accessible to Americans. So you getting the other side of the story of what's going on. But there's a war on truth. So they trying to work to ban TikTok, and they say it's for other purposes, other things, other reasons that's not accurate, because they're just using the cover up. But we know what's up, man. We know that these devils, right, the ones who's in rulership right now, the so-called elite, they operate off of deceit and lies. That's how they was able to, pretty much establish this wicked kingdom that they have. It's through not only their lies and their deceit, but, of course, the sword, their blessing. All right, but behind the sword is that sword is pretty much their last resort. They they deceive people first, and if you don't fall for their deceit, then they want to shed blood. But besides, the ban on TikTok, you also recently had a bill that was passed, which pretty much, to sum it all up, it pretty much prohibits people from speaking against the the J double O's, right? The Ish people, the small hats, the Amalekites, okay? And you can't even really say you already wasn't able to say too much about them, but now they're using legal action, using their unrighteous decrees, the things that they've prescribed to persecute you for even speaking about them. You can't say anything negative about them, and you can't say anything true about them. It ain't even necessarily that what you're saying is negative. You can't say anything true about them because they don't like the truth. They're against it. And I got a bill pulled up, or the article for it pulled up, but let me see. No, this is something else. I guess I didn't have it pulled up, but pretty much, they were pretty much just to sum it all up again, they're making it they're getting more strenuous when it comes to what people say. That freedom of speech, that whole freedom of speech, having your own opinion and your own point of view on things, that's going out the window, man. It's about to get real draconian out here, in the sense of, they're about to crack down. They're gonna want people to speak how they want them to speak, to act how they want them to act, to be who they want them to be. They want to govern your thoughts. They want to govern everything about you. They ultimately want to be the Most High. Okay, and there's a quote from Voltaire. I believe it's a Frenchman, right? His name is Voltaire, and the quote says, let me see, do I have that up? Salaki. I said Voltaire, man, Voltaire. Let me see. Yeah, this is the quote. It says, "To learn who rules over you, see who you cannot," or it says, "simply find out who you are not allowed to criticize." Yep. To learn who rules over you, simply find out who you are not allowed to criticize. And this is the very thing that is taking place right now. And we understand that the Most High has, given the devil, right, the wicked, a time to rule. The earth has been given into the hand of the wicked, and he covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? If these Amalekites are not the devil, the wicked, who's in rulership right now, using the process of elimination, then who is? It's laws being passed that you can't speak about them. It's not laws being passed that you can't speak about so-called black, Native American, and Hispanics, or any other nation for that matter. The only nation of people that has that type of power is the Amalekites, right? The chief of Edom. We don't even have that kind of power to make it illegal, to make it to where you're going to be persecuted and you're going to be punished in any kind of way, whether it be a fine or whether it be jail time, just for speaking out about a certain nation of people. That tells you that these people are in power for you to make those kind of calls. But ultimately, it's not just because, we don't like that people always want to talk about us. What we're saying is lies. And if that's the case, if everything that you say is true, then just let the truth prevail, right? The truth always prevails. So if the things that people are saying about you are false, then just let these people be fools. But they don't like that the fact that what the people are saying is the truth. So they want to suppress the people and make it to where it's a crime. All right, so you got the ban on TikTok, which is going to pretty much soon happen. You got this bill that's been passed to where you can't criticize or speak negatively about these JOOs, all right, these rats, and you also have, I believe it's Democrats trying to ban the Bible. I believe that was the article I had up. Yeah, it says this was posted on May 2nd, updated on the 5th. It says Republicans voting for bill that could make Bible illegal outrages MAGA. So it's just more division, more confusion. It says MAGA conservatives voiced outrage at congressional Republicans voting for the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act over concerns it would make the Bible illegal. Congress on Wednesday passed the bill, so it's already been passed, which would require the Department of Education to use the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance working definition of anti-Semitism when enforcing anti-discrimination laws. All right, so this is going hand in hand with that bill that has been passed concerning those small hats, man. It says it comes as colleagues across the United States have seen pro-Palestinian protests that critics say at times have allegedly veered into anti-Semitism. So yeah, man. The whole sentiment behind it is they want to stop us from preaching. They want to stop the prophets from speaking this truth, man, because this you can go into it and go deep into it, which I'm not going to go deep into it, but we are Shemitic. So we can't be anti-Shemitic, which is the true term. Not Semitic, it's Shemitic. All right, we are the people of Shem, the original people of Shem, and Edom is too, as well as was it so I was about to say Elam, but Ishmael. But yeah, man, is a chosen of Shem. Okay, and that's the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. These imposters, these false bamboozlers, they're not the people of the Most High, as they're fooling the world to believe. But there's laws being passed that you can't speak about them, and that's really cowardly, man. You just using your authority to cover up your lies when you just making yourself you exposing yourself even more in the things that you're doing, because somebody who's innocent, somebody who's telling the truth shouldn't have to do anything like that. You just let people talk, let them think what they want to think, and the truth is always going to come and it's going to justify you, right? If you're the real chosen people, right, the scriptures say it's the Most High that justifies, right? Who can lay anything to the charge of the elect? These niggas think they children of the Most High, right, and even elect. Well, let the Most High justify you. But that's not so. And then you have them trying to ban the Bible, man. They trying to ban the prophets from speaking, right? Which is just going to bring forth the famine of the word. All right. It's simultaneously going to bring forth the famine of the word as well as the persecution of the prophets, man, and as well as those who believe and follow the preachings and teachings of the prophets. We'll start off with this, Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And this nigga, as much as he want to be in denial about it, he knows that his kingdom is coming to an end. He knows he's losing grip on this kingdom that he once had sold up. It's certain things happening that's outside of his power. And he don't like to be, he doesn't like the fact that he's not in control. He loves being in control, and he's losing that. So this is what's going to upset him and agitate him to the point where he's going to show you his true nature. He's going to show you that he's the wicked that the Bible speaks of, man. because he's going to give everybody hell. He's like, okay, well, if I can't rule, ain't nobody going to rule. This is his mindset. So he want to take down and out as many people as he wants to before he actually goes down himself. All right, and we in the time of that wrath being shown, man, which is going to be during the time of Jacob's trouble. And the Lord going to give this man a certain amount of power to do what he wants to in the earth. And he's going to have the anger of the Lord on him. So, you know, hey, it's gonna be bad for everybody involved, man. Beginning with the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and, you know, of whom he has that hatred for. He has a perpetual, a deep hatred for you Israelites, and he's gonna take that anger out on you. And it's gonna be casualties amongst these other nations as well. But that's just him being a devil. He don't care about his own people. He don't care about nobody. But his main hatred is directed towards you Israelites. So that's what's going to be his focus or his concentration. All right, and we approaching that time, man. Verse 17, it says, and the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which is talking about the woman represents Israel, right? That remnant being the elect, all right, which keep the commandments of the Most High and have the testimony of Yahushua HaMashiach, right? So by us having this testimony, particularly the prophets, right? Because the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy, right? The prophets being out there speaking these things, it's with the things that we speaking, which all we doing is reading out of the Bible. These things are actively taking place. They're manifesting. They're coming to pass, and it's against him. The things that we speaking is to the downfall of his kingdom, to his demise, to his power being stripped from him. So the fact that these things are happening is making him more and more mad and angry. So he's going to come against the prophets and anybody who believes what the prophets is saying, anybody who's saying anything remotely close to what the prophets is saying. And the fact that he's angry about us, it tells you, hey, this is not of us. Because all we're doing, again, is reading the Bible. But the fact that these things is coming to place, these are the words of the Lord. The Lord is making good his word. He really ain't angry at us. He angry at the Most High because he wants to replace the Most High through his technology, through his pseudo miracles. He wants to have complete control over all the people. The scriptures speak about that in many different ways. He wants to be the Most High, man. But he's never going to accomplish that level of power or anything close to it. All right? But he's going to make war with the remnant of her seed, man, the elect. He's going to come down with that wrath upon them. All right, 2 Esdras 16 and 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. All right, and brothers speak about it all the time. He has a certain list, right? Black list, red list, yellow list, blue list, of names of people. He's keeping track of who's involved in what, who is teaching this Bible, which they hate everything about the Bible because it's against them. Okay, it's against their whole agenda and what they want to accomplish in the earth, which is pretty much just everything adverse to righteousness, man, is what they want to accomplish and establish in the earth. So this is why they hate the Bible. This is why they hate the prophets. And it says it's going to be a great insurrection. And when you go into that word insurrection, it means a violent uprising. So there's going to be violence against the elect. It's going to be violence against all Israel, but, particularly those who are following and following Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua and renouncing evil. Those who are abstaining from taking part in this man's society and refusing to worship the image of the beast. Those who are going to stand stiffly for the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua and are going to refuse to take his device, man, that badge of servitude that he wants to give everybody. So that's why it's going to be a great insurrection. He's going to be angry. He's like a child that can't have his way. He's gonna throw a tantrum, and he's gonna try to kill a lot of people in the process. But we have to be rooted in faith, understanding that this is coming, understanding that wrath is about to be shown. And we understand that the Lord is putting his wrath on this man. But the things that the Lord is going to allow him to do is really to the wicked. It's really to the 2/3 of Israel. Even though, Lord willing, we be of the elect, we're going to be in the midst of this, and we're going to be catching that wrath is going to be aimed towards us as well. But it's not going to overtake us. The Lord is not going to let him have his way with us. And we're going to experience that standard, man, that those miracles of the Lord coming and delivering us out of his hand, protecting us through the different weapons that he's going to have formed against us, seeing that the Lord is in control, man. And just as we're seeing that this man ain't as powerful as he think he is, he's going to see that the Most High is all-powerful, omnipotent. He going to see just how much of a man, and a base man at that he is, and that he really don't got it. What he's doing right now is, like brothers were speaking on recently, he's really, taking from and adding to the book. So as the scriptures say, if you do those things, which they never had a chance of being written in the book of life as it is, but hey, the Lord has to be justified in all his judgments. So this is why things is playing out the way it is, right? He ain't just trying to take away certain parts of the Bible. He's trying to do away with the whole Bible altogether. So all these plagues and all these things is going to be brought upon him. That's why this nigga got to be wiped out, man. He has to be, cleansed. The world has to be cleansed of this man. The world has to be rid of this disease of this nation of Edom, man. He's just a cancer in the earth, constantly destroying, never building up, never helping, never doing anything good, but always being destructive. Revelation 2:10, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. And it's not talking about the spiritual demon Satan. It's not talking about some red man with horns and a pitchfork trying to throw people in prison. No, it's talking about Satan's physical counterpart, which is the nation of Edom, beginning with these chief dukes of Edom, right? The elites, the ones who actually call in the shots, who actually have the substance and the resources and the dew of heaven. Those who actually live by that sword, man, and has power to make certain laws and to alter the food, and the people who really are calling shots, man. Those are the ones that's gonna be, making those calls for that insurrection. It says, behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison that you may be tried, right? Meaning tested, because this is the hour of temptation and the time where we're gonna have to prove our faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and that we really trust in the Lord. It says, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days, which is, having a time of trouble, a time of adversity for a period of time. The 10 is not necessarily specific. It can be, but the 10 is just a number of completion. So it can be any length of time. We're gonna have trouble. It says, be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. And that's Yahweh Shah speaking. So that's a promise. That's something that's going to come to pass. Lord willing, we be those men that endure to the end, and that reject this man and refuse to bow down to the image, even if it costs us our lives, even if he want to cut our head off, he want to torture us and just take our spirit, whatever it is. Nothing is going to separate us from the love of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Nothing he can do to our body. We're not going to fear them that kill the body, but we're going to fear him that is able to destroy both body and soul in hell, which is the Most High Yahweh. We ain't going to fear this nigga because there's only so much he can do And anything he do, it was granted unto him to do. So fuck this devil, man. Anything that he got, he gonna try to scare you. He gonna try to threaten you. He gonna actually, do some things. He may, threaten to kill your family. He may threaten to rape your wife, kill your kids and whatever. He may threaten to take your life. Whatever it is. He's only allowed to do what he's allowed to do. That's it. Okay? Verse 11, it says, "He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death." So just keep that in mind. If you break and fold and then consent to this devil and his mark, if you consent into the MOTB, the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip, if you take that device, which is his badge of servitude unto him, you will be destroyed. As an Israelite, you're going to be destroyed. But if you endure unto the end, if you overcome, right, which is all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, which you have to have faith so that the Lord can give you that will and that strength, that spirit to endure, then you won't be hurt of the second death. The second death is the nuclear destruction. And when Yahushua returns with the host of angels, right, the elect is going to be saved out of that. But those are the ones that's going to endure. Whether they be martyrs that return with Yahushua, or whether it be men and women and children that just endure into the end. Right? And that's what we want. But right now, this is everything that's happening right now is going to lead up to that tribulation, that persecution. Right now, it's just they want to silence us. It started with them doing them being devious and being vindictive on YouTube, snipping brothers' channels and flagging videos and just being pesky or pesky, however you say it, being petty. But now it's getting more serious to the point to where, all right, now you're going to be looked at as a criminal for doing certain things or saying certain things. And then it's going to come to the point to where if you believe in that Bible, if you have any, right, we know it as faith, but if you have any kind of belief, as they're going to look at it, in that Bible, then, you're an enemy to us. So you have to be cast into prison, and you either have to relearn, or if you absolutely don't want to get down with our system, you're going to kill you. That's what it's getting to, man. Proverbs 26 and 28. "A lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it, and a flattering mouth worketh ruin." And that begins with the hopeful elect, man. Those who are awakened and enlightened to the bullshit. We now have spiritual lenses to see through everything that's going on. We understand why things is happening the way that they are, who is ruling and how they're able to rule. We understand the end of this man. We understand what's coming before it happens. We have this insight. We have the truth. And we're denouncing the truth. We speaking against Salaki. I said denouncing the truth. We're denouncing these lies and this corruption, this wickedness in the earth, using the truth. And we're publicly saying this. Okay, and a lying tongue, who's the main liar? The one that was born speaking lies. It's Esau Edom, the so-called white man. This devil hates those that are afflicted by it. And we are the ones afflicted by a lying tongue. We hate liars. We hate deception. We are pro-truth. It says, "In a flattering mouth worketh ruin," right? Because we're getting in the way of their plans. We shaking things up. They was operating so smoothly at one point, but then the Lord woke up the prophets and start, shaking things up, man. And they don't like it. They don't like the fact that there's people calling them out. There's people debunking certain events that they thought they were so slick with. Certain things taking place from the train derailments to these different this pollution and these toxic chemicals being dumped in the oceans and in the water supply, to the way, everything taking place, that they thought was being used as a weapon, right? Because they weaponized everything. It's being debunked. It's being called out. And they hate the fact that people are able to do that, so they want to do away with that. They don't want that to be an option, even though it's too late. The damage is already done, and people already know what's up. People don't trust this devil no more like they once did. That's what's going to contribute to that wrath, though. Isaiah 59:15, it says, "Yea, truth faileth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey." So this is, again, it's going to be simultaneously, it's going to lead to the persecution of those who's professing this word, proclaiming it, as well as the famine of the word. Because those who are standing firmly in this truth, who really have faith, we're not going to stop, teaching this word. We're not going to stop believing this word, I should say. Eventually we will stop teaching it. But what I mean is, you're not going to take it from us. This is going to be in us as long as Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua allows us to retain this truth, man. You're not going to sway our minds and brainwash us in wickedness anymore. This is instilled in us. This is a part of us now. You're not going to try to threaten us or, offer any kind of incentives or deter us from following Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. This is unto death. Okay? So we make ourselves a prey, meaning we make ourselves a target by, just as anybody would. If you live in a certain area, right, you subject to the rules and laws of a king, and you go and you're denouncing and pretty much chanting down that king's kingdom in his face. Yeah, you're gonna make an enemy of that king. You're gonna be a target. You're gonna be somebody who's despised. All right, it says, "And the Lord saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment." So, by us speaking what we speaking, having this testimony, we are looked at as enemies of the state. Eventually, they're going to use their technology and their deception, their lies, their manipulation to make us look like we're doing things or like we've done things that we never did, or saying things that we never said. You see it right now. You got this AI technology coming out, and it's getting more and more common. It's, people are, you can't tell real people nowadays from AI. So it's nothing for them to, just as easily as you can post the AI song, it's going to be fake news of, brothers saying certain things, inciting violence and provoking or promoting terroristic acts, when brothers never said such things. They're going to twist it up. They're going to use their deep fake technology to make it seem like, or make it look like we're doing things, and it got caught on camera. When we have no power, we have no intentions on doing anything terroristic. We just believe what we believe, and we preach the Bible. That's it. The Bible has hate in it, yes. And that hate is directed towards evil, wickedness. Are we wrong for walking in accord, in one accord with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua? To the world, we are. And that's what it has to be. If we right in the eyes of the Lord, it don't matter who we wrong against. As long as what we stand on is in line with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, it don't matter what anybody thinks or how they feel about it. All right, but yeah, it says we make ourselves a prey, man, meaning, that cunning hunter, that predator devil that's in rulership, he's going to come for us. Isaiah 29 and 21. that that make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught. All right, and they're gonna plaster our faces all over the news, and give this fake backstory, and everybody's there's a lot of people already offended right now, but they're gonna add to it. They're gonna exaggerate the story and make it seem, they're gonna use the people's emotions and tell them that we're part of the problem and that we are enemies and so on and so forth, and that is gonna make us hated in the sight of people, man. Anybody who's not directly in this truth is liable and pretty much susceptible to being fooled and manipulated. But all we doing is preaching this word, man. Okay? They want to get us caught up. They want us to do something or say something that's gonna make the ministry look bad. That's why we gotta move much more more salty, man, and you know, like the scriptures say, walk in wisdom toward them that are without. Really using wisdom in our words and in our actions. All right, because we already under scrutiny. You're already being watched under a microscope, and everything that we do is it has to be accounted for. So we want to make sure our actions, our conduct is on point and in line, man, in order. Ezekiel 3:26, and I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that thou shalt be dumb and shalt not be to them a reprover. So we approaching the time of the Lord stopping. The Lord ain't gonna be talking no more, because when the prophets stop talking, you got to understand the prophets are the mouthpiece of the Most High. So when the prophets stop talking, that's when you got to be worried. You got to be worried anyway. The fact that the prophets are giving you a warning from something, okay, but even more worried when the prophets stop giving that warning, because at that point, there's no time left, no reason left to give the warning, because shit about to get real. And in that time, in that day, think about it. Just envision that. Somebody whose tongue is cleaving to the roof of their mouth, you can't do what? You can't speak. You're considered dumb. All right, and it's not going to be to you a reprover, because this word is what we're preaching. And like the scriptures say, all scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High, and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness. Right? The things that we speaking is trying to give you a chance, not trying, but it's being spoken to give you a chance to do them, so you can prepare yourself to get ready before the Lord starts visiting, before he starts judging and punishing, so that you may have mercy. This is a grace period right now. It's not a time to be bullshitting and feeding your flesh and doing what you want to do. This is the time to get yourself in order and repent, so that when the Lord starts pouring out his wrath, he remembers you and he passes over you from that wrath. All right, but it says, for they are a rebellious house, meaning, hey, as much as we preach, as much as we warn and reprove, they're going to deny it. They're going to reject it. They're going to disregard it. They're not going to listen. They're going to keep doing them until that danger and those calamities is at their doorstep. All right, but it's going to be a time when the Lord going to stop talking, man. And what is that? Ezekiel, what is it, 33? Yeah, I believe it is. No, I don't think it's 33. I believe it may be 3. So like, I can't remember where in Ezekiel, but But pretty much the Lord said he's gonna perform his word, right, in your time, in your days, O house of Israel. So these things that the average Israelite think that is not gonna happen in this time, or it's not gonna happen at all. They just don't believe. The Lord is about to show a lot of people. He's about to shut a lot of people up and show a lot of people his power in the earth. All right. But that's gonna happen after the prophets stop talking. All right. Amos 8:11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. Okay. And again, that's when you got to be worried, man. When the Lord stopped talking, using his wind, that's when he's active. It says, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. And that's a sense of desperation right there. Like it also says in I believe it's Isaiah or maybe Proverbs, but it says in their affliction they will seek me early. All right, they're talking about Israel. When shit get real, that's when Jake want to start getting right and calling out to the Lord and wanting to be saved, wanting to be delivered. But it's too late because you had a chance before all of that. That's why that says in Ecclesiastes, man, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. So you don't want to wait until it's too late, man. The Lord ain't dealing with that last minute shit. Right? When he calls for you to repent, that's when you're supposed to get active and begin to, change, be transformed. That's when you have to seek the Lord immediately. You don't wait, man. You're putting out off from day to day. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord. All right. It says, in that day shall the fair virgins and the young men faint for thirst. Right. And it's going to be a special kind of thirst, because when you have the answers, when you have access to, the solution, these people, they're taking it lightly. They're not taking it serious and appreciating it. But once you in a situation where, okay, now I need those answers, I need that solution, but it's not there no more, that's what's gonna shake these people up. They're gonna feel miserable, man, and just it's gonna be a heavy spirit out here in this earth. And that thirst is a spiritual thirst, man, for the stability, for that truth. There's going to be a lot of chaos. And everybody's going to be wanting answers, but they're not going to be able to have it. All right. Isaiah 24:10, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. And that's when shit get real. All right. And that pretty much that's like a shutdown. All right. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. All right. And there ain't going to be no more, bread and circus and partying and bullshitting and, getting drunk and living lascivious, being given to that carousing spirit and just turning up and all that. That's coming to an end. That whole mirth spirit. And when it says it's a crying for wine, that wine represents this wisdom. There's going to be a desperation for, again, that stability. There's going to be a desperation for answers. People are going to be going everywhere. They're going to be asking, what is the name of the Lord again? What can I do? Where should I go? How do I get out of this? Why is this happening? There's going to be a lot of questions, man, but no answers are going to be given. It's just going to be such as to the sword is to the sword, such as for the famine to the famine, such as, so on and so forth. Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. And that's talking about the elect, the ones that took heed, the ones that didn't BS, that wasn't settled on their leaves, that wasn't, procrastinating and putting off. The ones that took heed to that grace period. and used it to be built up, to be more deeply rooted before that storm came. All right? Because the storm is coming. Right now, we in the beginning of the famine of the word. They're about to do what's necessary on their end to stop this word from going out. The Lord is about to stop talking, meaning he's about to start punishing and visiting. So yeah, be worried. Not, if you of the hopeful elect and you have faith, keep having faith, keep praying, keep, working and getting more stable, more rooted in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, man. And pray that the Lord allows us to retain his truth. But for those who are out there just, being given to the things of the world, hey, they that are after the flesh do reap corruption. All right, but they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit. Let us reap the things of the spirit. But we got to stay in the spirit. Stay in the secret place of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. All right? Because it's about to get tighter and tighter, man. Lord willing, I pray this lesson was edifying. And with that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rekakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, peace, blessings, and safety to the hopeful elect. And DTA Abba Ball, Kwame Yasharala. Till next time, Shalom.